they have nothing to run on. So they have pivoted to race, gender, and divisive politics. And their friends in the left-wing press, they are dedicated to helping them. Thus, the Democrats, without the benefit of a mirror, have begun their casting aspersions campaign against their political rivals. Democrats say JD Vance is weird? That's my focus in today's preamble. Demonizing their opponents is nothing new for the socialists in the Democrat Party. Joe Biden and other Democrats have called President Trump and other Republicans Nazis for simply disagreeing with Joe Biden's far-left failed collectivist policies. Democrats routinely and baselessly call Republicans and conservatives racists and white supremacists, even though historically it's been Democrats who are the sources of such bigoted division. But left-wingers don't stop with just the Nazi or racist name-calling. Democrats have called those on the right extortionists and hostage takers, terrorists, saboteurs, anarchists, squealing political pigs, arsonists, and murderers. But divisive and inaccurate name-calling by Democrats is not a big concern for those over there at the Karl Rove Never Trump Network. They're more concerned about policing Republican speech.
I don't care about her race. I care about her
Then
competence.
why call her a ding-dong?
And I'm telling you what the polling shows. I'm telling you what the polling shows. And it does. And I'll be glad to sit down with you and walk you through the polls.
Please do, because I never know when it's constructed to call people names, you know, Senator. I just, on the left or the right. But
I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings.
You know, it's kind of hard to follow the reasoning of the Karl Rove Never Trump Network here. I mean, why stress about Democrats calling Republicans Nazis or racists or arsonists when the GOP rolling out the horrific, and might I say descriptive, ding-dong descriptor for the failed border czar is really what's important. And while we're talking about Kamala Harris, one of the least accomplished politicians as it relates to benefiting our people, she has begun calling President Trump and Senator JD Vance weird. Part of the reason for this is that, well, leftists have no concept really these days about what it means to be pro-American. A pro-American person who places the continued security, prosperity, and liberty of our people at a premium. In other words, Democrats simply don't understand freedom and what it means to be an American, or if they do, they're trying to rip those things away from our people. But since the Democrats have put out their weird script, the narrative over news press has taken the ball and run with it.
Saying, well, it's just plain weird.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
As weird and creepy as JD Vance.
Super weird idea from JD Vance.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's quite weird. They're just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
That stuff is weird. They come across weird, and then they start being weird. Yeah, they're weird.
Being a really weird.
He's such a weirdo.
Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate are weird. Deeply and profoundly weird.
They are weird.
These Republicans just being weird, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Republican weirdness goes even deeper.
He said a lot of things that are weird, a weird style that he brings, weird policies.
Let's start with the weird thing, because it is a thing.
Just plain weird.
What was weird was talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
You ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird to me, that an adult can go through 6.5 years of being in the public eye. If he has laughed, it's at someone, not with someone. That is weird behavior.
Weird and cultish.
These are weird people on the other side.
He kind of doubled down on his weird ideas.
There's more of that, but you get the drift. The stenographers on the left have no independent initiative and are obviously incapable of thinking for themselves. Should they be trusted media sources or trusted in government? Remember, these same people have labeled constitutional conservatism, the rule of law, ethical, limited government, weird. Now, in response to these non-thinking, mind-numbed robots, the dynamic, creative, and critical thinking conservative movement has responded. The GOP's VP candidate putting this little reminder out on X.
Hey guys, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
She, her, and her? Mine too.
All right.
Some people would classify the statement of one's pronouns to be, at best, redundant, at worst, silly, vacuous, non-scientific, and, well, weird. Then there's this.
Bills passed in Congress that'll protect me and you.
white, Latino, Asian, or LGBTQ. She can get this country back to where we can stand tall.
What would you call that? And what about this? Rachel Levine is the United States Assistant Secretary for Health in the Biden regime. He's also an admiral in the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps. Rachel Levine is a man who dresses like a woman. What would you call that? Many also have noted the obsession that left-wingers have these days with taking their children to Drag Queen Story Hour, read by men dressed as freakish women. Most people call that behavior deviant, and yes, weird. And who can forget Sam Britton? Sam was Joe and Kamala's Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Office of Nuclear Energy from June 19, 2022 to December 11, 2022. Not only did Sam have a history of playing with male friends dressed in leather dog outfits, he also dressed as a woman. But he didn't stop there. Sam was arrested for being a fugitive from the law. He eventually made a plea deal involving his penchant for stealing women's luggage at the airport and wearing their clothes. Now, Sam is the quintessential Democrat, yet Democrats want to say that the America First team and the new America First Republican Party, they're the weird ones? Salcedo Show axiom number 4 states, leftists project qualities onto others that they themselves have in abundance. If they accuse you of breaking laws, they are the lawbreakers. If they accuse you of being a hater, they are the hate-filled. If they accuse you of being weird, well, rest assured they are describing themselves. This next election isn't about anything the Democrats claim it's about. The next election is a referendum on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's regime and party. It's about those who want the power to use government to force you to do what they want you to do, or whether or not you and I maintain the power to tell them no. And if you want the power of self-determination, that doesn't make you weird. It makes you an American.